sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far.
Well, hello all my beautiful friends out there in YouTube land, and welcome back to the Hewitt Homestead. I'm Devin. You're joining us on 11 acres of raw land that we're hand carving into a homestead, and it is so good to have you guys here with us. We are having so much fun and so much is happening, and I just got to come out here this morning and I want to give you guys a quick update on the garden. It's rocking. The tomato plants are really starting to put on some decent size. Our Three Sisters garden bed is doing really good. Corn's coming up, beans and squash are all coming up. Everything's coming up. I don't see a single gap. So it looks like every seed we planted has sprouted. So let's just hope and pray that everything we planted actually gives us a good harvest. Well guys, as many as great, good, wonderful things are happening on the homestead, they do not come without a few disappointments. And I wanted to talk to you real quick about that today. Keep you guys updated with what's going on with the house build project. So I spoke more in depth with somebody, the guy that runs the wetland surveying company. And even though majority, well, at least about half of where we want to build is uplands and half is wetlands, and we've got our pump over, our well pump and our septic tank and septic hill already in place in this general area. He said it doesn't matter. The federal government, the Army Corps of Engineers, is not going to give me, a little singular homeowner, the permission to impact any wetlands, especially not when I've got 5-6 acres of good uplands that I can build on. And I get it, it makes sense. It's not what I wanted to hear, but at the end of the day, these wetlands are important and we love them. We want to take care of them. I just wanted to use about 1,000 square feet of them, but that's all right. So we are moving on. We are adjusting our plans. You know how it goes though, guys. Gotta come out here to the water. Check this out. It is a hazy morning. Today, I gotta get on that tractor lawnmower. And we got to get some grass cut, but a lot of what we cut down this fall, I never had a chance to fully process and get out of the way. So areas like this where I've got trees down, but I need to get in there and cut the grass, I can't get that grass cut until I get this place cleaned up a good bit, get these logs out of the way. So after I get all that done, I need to start working on cutting a lot of this stuff back. It is time to get back on that brush cutter. It is time to start taming the wild. And just like that, the plans have changed. So instead of doing what I was going to do today, I was talking with Catherine and the sun started to come up. We were checking out the shipping container that we put the insulation on yesterday. And as you can see, I've got some more right here in my truck because it's comfortable, but barely. And this south-facing wall, and I've only got insulation on the top half here, I'll show you. This south-facing wall that's only got the insulation on the top half here, this bottom half is so warm on the inside. It's almost just like a radiant heater, and it's this whole side. And so the air conditioner keeps it comfortable, but it's just not that comfortable. And it's like we've already invested so much money into this and we're almost there, just a little bit more, another $100 worth of installation, and I think it's going to be really good. So went ahead and bought it. Gonna go ahead and get that glued onto the side. And then the other thing, I got some boards here. We need a hanging rack. We have like zero hanging space in the RV. So we're gonna do all that today instead of me getting all of this grass and brush cut. So now if I get all this stuff done and I still got time, I'll go ahead and get on that stuff too. All right, guys, enough talky, a little more worky. All right, you guys, and just like that, we are done. We've got the bottom done, and down here on the edge, instead of trying to take 2 pieces and cut off a little bit, I didn't have quite 8 feet between that seam and that door. It would have hung over about 6 inches. So I just put one vertical like this, because then when you open this door all the way, I don't know if you can see that is pretty much all in the shade. So it's in the shade. There's a nice little air gap there, and I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference. This huge back wall, south facing wall, did. And right here on the westward side, the back of it, I noticed, and as you can see, it's probably getting close to 1 o'clock, and now it is getting sun on it. This was warming up too. Not as bad as the south side, but from 12 till about 3 o'clock, this is going to have some pretty decent sun hitting it, and it's going to be, it was warming up. So now it's insulated. And this is the north side, and as you can see, it's sometime between 12 and 1 o'clock right now. I'm not sure, and it's still in the shade. Gonna go inside and check this really quick. All right. Okay, you go ahead, baby. Go knock on the door. Deverin's in there. She'll let you in. All right. My initial thought is, okay, cooler than the outside. And now, before, as I walk through here, this wall was noticeably different. Up here, you would touch it, and it was almost cool to the touch. And down here, it was like a hot plate, just radiating heat. It's still cooling down, but it is a lot cooler. I wouldn't even call it warm anymore. It just feels like, regular room temperature. Whereas before, this and up here, even up here, still feels a little bit cooler than the ambient room temperature. Yes, I can already tell such a big difference. And when this was radiating its heat, as you would come back here to where the play area is set up, you were starting to feel little pockets of warm air. Again, it wasn't enough to chase you out, but it wasn't cozy like we wanted it to be. But now, I do believe it's going to be cozy like we want it to be. And just in case you're new to the channel and you haven't seen our shipping container rec room, check it out. Here it is. We are homeschoolers, and have always been. And we also knew that this tiny RV was going to be very cramped with 6 people in it. And so we wanted to create a secondary space so we could get out of the RV. We could house all of those toys. If anybody's vacationed in an RV or lived in an RV, then you know it only takes a handful of stuff per person, and that thing is full and cluttered. And so, yeah, best decision we ever made until it got hot. Then we were like, worst decision ever made, but I think we fixed it. All right, guys, on to the next one. All right, you guys, well, I kind of got in a hurry because we got to get cleaned up and we got to get somewhere. So I kind of quit filming and just got busy. But here it is. Welcome to the storage room shipping container. This one is completely storage. As you can see behind me, not air conditioned, but because we can open up these doors, and this will probably backlight me, but since we can open up both of these doors, floor to ceiling, This ventilates very well. It doesn't get too bad in here even on the hot days. But here we go, guys. Did a little shelf right here, a little hanging shelf. And as you can see, I already threw up some of Mama's clothes up there. Just, you know, just give a little effect how it's going to work. It is nothing fancy. And it's also not 100% stable. I mean, I can move it, but it's wedged in really good between these two couches and packed in here, wedged in good with all these old picture frames. So as long as nobody's trying to do pull-ups on it, then it should be all right. All right, and that's going to give the kids and Mama a place to hang some of their nicer clothes so that she can feel a little bit normal. You know what I mean? Like she has more than 3 options of clothing to wear, because when you live in an RV, that's about all you can fit inside the RV. In your little cubby holds like 3 or 4 outfits, and that's it. But anyways, oh goodness, guys, it has been so good. It always is so good being out here, and I'm so glad you guys are with us. So glad you guys are joining us. We got so many projects coming up, almost so many. It's like you sit there and you ask yourself, okay, so much to do. What should I do next? I don't know. You just got to do something. Got to keep making progress. So make sure you hit that little bell so you get notified when we put out new videos. And y'all just keep on coming back and see how we're doing around here. We love you guys. God bless you. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.